Hi, everyone. Welcome to Primetime TV Show. I'm your host, Barbara Marville Kelly. It's great to be with you again. And of course, it's always great to be with my very dear friend, my person, Helena Tringata. It's so great to have you. Geez, you were just with us when?
A couple weeks ago.
Why, something like that, because we were talking about the authors that Helena actually produces
and now
the books.
we have them here.
And now we have them here. They're going to be coming up.
It's a miracle.
I'm telling you. Well, you know we believe in miracles.
Oh, we do.
And besides,
And fairy dust.
and you have fairy dust on.
I do.
I thought that. So you're fluttering your Tinkerbella wings. I nicknamed my friend Tinkerbella because Tinkerbella is all over in the neighborhood, networking and helping people, and you're like the mainstay of our What's Your Story segment, because everybody has a story. I have a story, you have a story. And I want to hear about your story, and then we're going to be talking about our authors and what's coming up, and then I have a new story to share. So it's all about the stories. How I know when and what happened. Neither one of us knew why, but going back, when was it? It was 2010 or 2011 when we had that gathering at my house?
2011.
Was it?
Yeah.
So what happened?
So, you know, we don't always know when miracles are going to occur. And I hadn't known Barb very long. We had met at the WIN group.
That's right.
At,
Women in Networking.
Crescent Oaks. Mm-hmm. And she was going to have an event at her house. And she invited me. It was on a Friday night. And I had a big show that I was doing on Saturday morning. So I hem-hawed around about it. And finally she said, well, you can put out your brochures if you come over. I was like, okay, I'll go.
It's all about the marketing, right?
So, and she said there's going to be like 12 women there. So I went, and I was polite, and British was there. British
Hill, if you're out there, a little shout out to British Hill.
We love British. Mm-hmm. And she asked some questions. You want to read? Do you remember what the questions were?
Well, as a life coach at the time, as well as now, I decided to put together a little evening gathering with women, and it was called Take Back Your Energy, Take Back Your Life. And so my question to the ladies that were there were as follows. I said, if you had accomplished everything you wanted to accomplish in the business world, corporate world, climb the corporate ladder, have your home, your car, all the little gadgets, the electronic gadgets, and you had plenty of money, plenty of cash in the bank, would you be doing exactly what you're doing now? And that's a pretty profound statement, and I really went to my heart when I asked that. And of course, there were several women who had some life-changing experiences. This one, for sure. And so what happened?
So there was like 12 women there. Mm-hmm. And we started, you know, the one told her story and the other one told her story, and there was tears and there was laughter and there was crying and there was a group hug, all before me. And I'm looking at my watch going, I got to get out of here. Okay, what's going to go on? Mm-hmm. And I'm sitting there and I'm just taking it all in. And when it got to me, I decided, you know what, I'm just going to say, I'm all that and a bag of chips, which is Barb's favorite thing. And I just kind of said, go on, you know. And so it did go on, and there was more stories. I remember one of your friends was there. I met some Barb's friends that had been with her on HSN. Mm-hmm. Some real tearjerker stories.
I know.
And I excused myself and I left. No closure for me. I just said, I'm out of here. I'm going to my thing tomorrow on the cruise thing over whatever. I got in the car and I'm bawling, and I don't know why. And I couldn't call Barb because she had a house full of people. And I didn't know you that well then either.
I know.
But I called our friend, Alice Delgado, who is a special angel in my life. And I said to her, I don't know what happened. Something magical just happened. And I don't know what to do with it, and I don't know what it means, because I already have a job, and I don't think I'm up to being a coach. You know, we sometimes we put ourselves in a not good enough area, mm-hmm. and I had coached people for years. I came out of banking and coaching people through their financial life. However, that wasn't even in my mind at the time. I knew it was much more than a job, much more than a career. I knew that God was going to change something in my life. I just didn't know how and when and where. And that's what Alice said to me. She said, don't worry about it. She said, it'll happen in the perfect timing. And that was July. And by October, I had enrolled into the coaching, into the life coaching group. I did life coaching with women with this group that we were in called Compass. I'm very grateful because they gave me my start in coaching. And then I became a certified coach, as did Barb. And it's changed my life. It's truly changed my life. Somewhere after that, I don't know exactly when, time-wise, I got a little tap on the shoulder, which is the way God and I communicate. And he said, you need to get ordained. And I was like, what? Like me? Your biggest sinner here, God? Really? I think you got the wrong person. You got the wrong house by mistake. But I went ahead and got my online ordination because I was working with people in the, I was doing coaching. I started doing coaching in the premarital coaching. And Alice at that time, and still is, a wedding officiant, although she has a full-time job with United Way, which, bless her heart, she does a great job with United Way. So we don't network together in that capacity anymore, but we would go to networking, and she'd be the wedding officiant, and I would be the premarital coach. And I just was told, if you're going to do this, you need to be ordained. And so I did that, and then a lot of changes have happened since then.
And we've watched a lot of changes in both of our lives, and just by asking that simple but really powerful, profound question really opened Helena's eyes to really go from within herself and ask herself that question, that there was a deeper purpose and a deeper relationship with God too, to do that fulfillment for humankind and to get out there and be that amazing Tinkerbella that you are, which also led her into authoring, publishers, starting with your husband's books. And Joe Trangata has been here. Why don't we tell everybody what his books are so they can go and get them, because he finished a second book, and we haven't had him on yet, but we're going to have Joe on to talk about that.
Actually, his third book is almost
Is it the
ready.
third one?
Yeah, he's almost finished with his third book.
So the first one was?
Every Day Above Ground, which is, he's writes stories about growing up in Philadelphia, and they have some mob overtones, but they're also a love story, and there's a magical part of it, which is with the old man. So there's a spiritual man who gives his wisdom when needed, I'll put it that way. And so that was his first one. He published that traditionally. And after that, he wrote another book called What Are the Odds? And when it was getting ready to be completed, I said we need to e-publish, and he did not want to do that himself. So what I did was, before we published What Are the Odds, I went back and e-published the first book, which had been traditionally published. And so we rolled that out first to build up a whole lot of more interest for the second book. The second book's been out about 2 years now. He's done well with that. Not really a trilogy, but still on the same idea of growing up, and it's a Northeast story, I'll put it that way. So his next one is coming out, and it's called Just Like a Philly Girl.
I love it. I so love it. And we're going to have Joe on. Coming up in our next segment, we have a few minutes before our break. I want to share with you my latest, fresh off the press. Whoever's out there with us today, I thank you, because you're going to get to hear it first about what my story is as of just today. But before that, I give credit to authors. There's a lot of work in this. I know. My books aren't quite done, and I have several of them, of which Helena is going to be the author, publisher extraordinaire. But I have to tell you, we had Doug Casimiri on, oh gosh, it's been at least a year. He was one of our first guests on Primetime. He does past life regressions, and he did a book on that we were talking about way back when, but now he has a new book, which is Live Your Life in Awe. Now, just the name makes me want to read this book. We're going to be talking about this. We're going to be talking about why Doug did this particular book. And then for those of you that are interested in weight, oh my goodness, that is like a gazillion-dollar industry. Everybody, right? Maybe you've had challenges. Maybe you have considered doing lap band surgery. I have an incredible woman who is so successful in that whole arena and is going to share with you today in just a little bit her journey, how it's worked so successfully for her, and her book that gives you all kinds of really great color pictures in here and everything.
Before and after pictures.
Before and afters.
She's lost 145 pounds.
Like you said earlier, that's like a whole person.
She lost a whole person. I don't know what her name was, but, but we have beautiful Karen with us today.
We do. And she's going to be coming up in a little bit. So I'm going to take just a brief moment to share what happened today. And it's on Facebook. If you go to Barbara Ann Marville Kelly, you'll see on my Facebook page, my husband has been writing a screenplay for a number of years. Excuse me. And it's really an autobiography. It started out to be a semi-autobiography. And I said, "Hun, you have such a great story to share. Why don't you make it a full-out autobiography?" So he decided that he would. And we actually have a producer, a movie producer, as you know, that we've talked to a couple of times. He was very interested, but he said, "You're in queue." That means that we have to wait till he gets 5 other movies produced. Well, as you know, we've had our challenges this last few years. My husband had some health issues, and we really thought our world was crumbling a couple of years ago. And the thing is that we were not communicating. He didn't want me to worry. I knew something was going on. And to make a long story short, it affected everything that we were doing in life because we try to have the latest technology in how to live a really great quality of life. And then here my husband comes down with PD, according to the doctor. So we thought, what are we going to do? You know, we still want to get The Legend of Tango Man published. Well, what are we going to do with all this? But as you follow your heart and we follow our heart, we prayed and we meditated for the right situations to come on, right people to come into our lives, and they have. And so, long story short, my husband is on his way, as I call, back from the black hole that he was going down last year, losing concentration, losing focus, losing so many things that allowed him to become a world champion 5 times in the martial arts. And that's what...
Did you tell everybody how old he is? I mean, I know a lot of people have seen him.
Yes, he was 69. He's 77 now. So he's going on 78. We're determined to get his movie, The Legend of Tango Man, published because he used himself as an example to show that when you take good care of yourself, you know, the human body can accomplish so much if you never give up. Well, we never gave up. A lot of tears, several meltdowns, a lot of research and trying to figure out what are we going to do, and the answers have come to us. For one thing, our TV show, Primetime TV, it helps us engage with each other and help you because you help us. And today, I called the producer. I said, "Producer person, I'm going to get this movie done. I'm determined to get this movie done because I know it's going to be a winner." Who wouldn't want to see a movie that can enlighten the world, that can really show so much more hope for anybody and everyone if you follow your dream? Who would want to see ballroom dance in the movie? Who would want to see the martial arts? Good old
ballroom dance.
Good. Yeah, I wonder where that would come from, right? So we're excited. You're excited. You're one of the first people that heard about it today. He wants to see the edited version. He says, "You know what?" He says, "You've got a new twist to your story now. This movie has an amazing twist. Get this to me in the edited version." We have our film writer coming over tonight, and he is going to be working with us on the edited version on what my husband's been doing naturally to reverse many of the symptoms that we've both been dealing with for a few years now. But
The screenwriter's also one of my authors.
that's right, Brian Nelson.
That's right.
What was the name of his book? We'll give him a plug.
Oh,
Wait. It was a journey.
Yes. I don't know.
Oh,
It's when you've done this many.
yes, I know.
You don't remember everything.
Well, you know
but
what?
we can get that.
We'll have Brian on maybe the next
There you
time
go.
we do What's Your Story.
Right.
But this whole hour is really based on our segment, What's Your Story? Because everybody does have a story, and I'm thrilled to share what just happened today. And I know Helena's going to be part in this whole picture, and I just can't thank everyone that's been involved to really support us, believe in us. We're getting ready to move our studio, so that's going to be a big deal, and we're going to be having a bigger studio with several sets. I'm vying for a kitchen set. I want to do cooking shows. Maybe
I
we'll
could do that with you.
Well, I
We
know.
could do
Maybe we'll have Karen come on and she can share some of her
healthy
recipes.
That's right.
That would be so much fun. So anyway, hope you're enjoying the show so far. If you want to share your story, please get a hold of Helena Trengata, 727-457-9391. I have that burnt into my brain. And just talk with her. She'll give you a free consultation, right?
Absolutely.
And just share, maybe you'd like to share something with her. We also have our Dance Life book that's going to be coming up. And I have a huge chapter in there on Dance Your Way to a 10. You know what that is, right? And so do I.
Did y'all know what Kelly said after she got her 10s, when she got her perfect 10s, right? And he said, I have to live with this?
On that note, we're going to take a brief little time out. When we come back, Doug Casimiri is going to be joining us, and then Karen Gilman. So sit back, get nice and comfy. We'll see you back right after this.
Revolutionary in his field, Dr. Bonatti created, perfected, and patented the Bonatti spine procedures. Using his genius, Bonatti invented precise tools necessary to minimize surgery, scarring, anesthesia, and recovery. So successful are the Bonatti spine procedures, they consistently reflect over 94% patient satisfaction. 45,000 successful procedures have been performed exclusively at our location. Nearly half our patients suffer from failed back and neck surgeries at other facilities. Bonatti succeeds where others fail.
This is one bee that loves going to the dentist because it's made for you and me.
My name is Dr. Becerra from New Tampa Pediatric Dental, providing a comfortable atmosphere in early dental care. Gives kids a great start for healthy teeth and gums for life.
When I go to Dr. B, they don't do anything to hurt you.
I used to be afraid, but I'm not now. I'm not afraid of the dentist anymore. I love to see Dr. B. Call New Tampa Pediatric Dental today.
Hi, I'm Derek Brooks, former linebacker for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. During my NFL career, I realized the importance of giving back and started my foundation, Derek Brooks Charities. We help Tampa Bay youth prepare for a successful life through our college prep and mentoring programs. Our goal is to see youth excel academically and develop strong characters and be better citizens for tomorrow. To further our mission, we've teamed up with Fun Night, a company that gives members access to thousands of nationwide discounts on products and services they buy every day. These include entertainment, retail purchases, dining, and travel. Best of all, 33% of every membership fee goes to the charity of your choice. We love being able to save our supporters money while giving them a unique opportunity to support our charitable work in the community. I invite you to consider using Fun Night to save money and give back to your favorite cause. Visit www.funnight.us to sign up now and get a free 30-day trial. Save money, help others with Fun Night, and support Derek Brooks Charities.
This is one bee that loves going to the dentist because it's made for you and me.
My name is Dr. Becerra from New Tampa Pediatric Dental, providing a comfortable atmosphere in early dental care. Gives kids a great start for healthy teeth and gums for life.
When I go to Dr. B, they don't do anything to hurt you.
I used to be afraid, but I'm not now. I'm not afraid of the dentist anymore. I love to see Dr. B. Call New Tampa Pediatric Dental today. This is one bee that loves going to the dentist because it's made for you and me.
The environment here is really kid-friendly, family-friendly. The parents are welcome to watch.
It's definitely been a different atmosphere since Dr. Becerra has come on. It's very inviting and welcoming, and the children just enjoy coming here all around.
My middle son did not like to come to the dentist, but now he loves to come to the Beehive.
You don't have to be afraid to go to the dentist. Call New Tampa Pediatric Dental today.
Everyone's story is different, so why be limited to just one or two options? With Norcom's Norflex Home Loan, you're given the flexibility to tell your story. Pick your terms from 8 to 30 years, all while maintaining a low, fixed mortgage rate. You can pay off your loan more quickly or choose a term based on your budget and timeline. Whatever you do with the Norflex home loan, make it part of your financial plan. Norflex, short-term, long-term, your terms. Apply online at norcommortgage.com.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back into Primetime TV Show. I'm your host, Barbara Marville Kelly. With me is Helena Trengata, author, publisher, and her author, Doug Casimiri. Ooh, I got that all out at once. Welcome back again.
You're welcome. Glad to be back.
It's great to have you with us, and it's so nice to have been able to refer you to Helena to help you get your books published.
And she's done a lot to help me in that way, too. Some great ideas, suggestions that I would have never thought of initially.
Really?
Yeah.
Like what?
Well, initially I was writing, just some sayings come to my mind. I wrote, and I thought it had some deep meaning, and I wrote so many of them, and then Helena looked at them, and she gave me some ideas how to move it forward, create a bigger picture, create some more of the kind of type of book format that we've used now.
So this book now is your second
Yes,
book
that's correct.
with Helena, and it's, here, let me show it.
Okay.
It's Live Your Life in Awe. I showed this earlier, and just the cover alone makes me definitely want to read this. So what was your inspirations on it?
Well, with my first book, Christians Remember Your Past Lives, Learn How, I did so many years of research into that. It's a lot of historical facts, but it's a how-to book on how to do past life regression for yourself or friends, or how to be certified in past life regression. But in doing that, I read all the religious doctrine from every religion over a number of years, and I got kind of feeling after reading so much about spirituality, the Bible, Buddha, everybody you think of it, there seemed to be a common denominator. And there's all these messages that these people seem to want to, relate to us as people. So I sat at my computer one day and things just started coming to my head, just started jotting down like simple messages. I wanted to be one-line messages, maybe two, that will have some deep meaning for the individual. And basically, when someone reads one of these messages, everybody has their own interpretation of what it truly means, and that's what I really wanted it to be, something to really make you think about your life.
Exactly, and I think we need that more now than ever. And they're so positive and really thought-provoking. I'm all about that. I love words and I love phrases, but I really love it more when you can really engage that reader to actually stop for a moment and live in that moment, in the present, and let that just kind of wash over you so that it can make a difference.
Well, it's funny because friends of mine bought the book, and he's a vet, and she's also a good friend of mine. I went into the house one day a couple weeks ago, and they're both arguing in the kitchen. And I walked to the kitchen and said, "Doug, can you settle this argument for us?" I said, "What?" And they read one of the sayings from my book, and they said, "How do you interpret this?" She's interpreted something meaning one thing, he's meaning the other thing, and I just sat to myself just laughing inside because that's exactly how I want people to look at it.
Very
They're gonna be
good.
good at it, and everybody's gonna have a different impression of what it truly means to them.
Could he read
cool.
one of them?
Yes.
He didn't mention the fact that there actually became daily affirmations.
That's correct.
So you applied these in your own life?
Well, I don't know so much they're affirmations. It's just
Reminders.
They're simple messages of wisdom, I think, from the ages, because after reading everything, I took all that information, just tried to simplify it in my own mind and put down a few lines that someone could read for the day and really mean something to them and maybe change their lives in a small way. I can read a couple if you like.
Yes.
Let me see here.
Yes, I want to hear some.
When we don't do something out of the fear of failure, we're a failure to ourselves.
It kind of goes along with the story from earlier.
Wow, boy, that is so true. Well, yeah.
Very true. And they like to settle with someone for a while. When we do something out of fear, out of failure, then we're a failure to ourselves. We truly are.
Yes.
Because they're not taking that step.
Yes.
But we could be. So it's a failure to ourselves.
And believing in yourself.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And here's one that I kind of like too. Be careful of the self we're portraying to others. Over time, we won't recognize ourselves. And isn't that true?
Yes.
Because we have this facade that we put on to the public. Is that who we truly are? And that's really the answer to this question.
Yeah.
Are you really out there who you truly are, or is this the facade that you don't know who you are anymore?
Yeah, and there's a lot of people walking around this earth where they really don't know who they are and they think they're supposed to be someone else. The answer is right here.
Well, we talk about authenticity,
Right.
but if you don't know who you are, how can you be your authentic self to anyone?
That's right. That's right.
Exactly.
So,
And I'll say, I'll maybe give you guys a couple more here. When we talk about the faults of others, it helps us to forget about our own. And isn't that true? When we sit there and think about and criticize other people, we sort of forget about our own selves, who we really are as people. So it sort of draws us away from ourselves, so we don't want to think about ourselves.
Well, and sometimes those things are painful, and it's an escape, right? Wouldn't
True.
you say?
Oh, absolutely, it's an escape.
Yeah. Well, and you, with all this experience with past life regressions, I'm sure you discovered quite a bit about yourself and have helped others discover.
Absolutely.
I mean, that is really self-discovery. That's really taking it to that next level.
That's for sure. Let me give you another one here. A negative attitude is not just part of a personality flaw. It causes real damage to our bodies and our soul.
That's for sure.
Because when we think negative, people don't realize, but if you actually look at someone's body, you really depress your whole immune system and lets disease and other sicknesses in your body. So that's another one I thought would have a deep thought for people to really think about.
Well, you know, what you think about, you bring about. I've learned that over many years. I'm sure many of you have as well. Maybe you haven't. Maybe this can be a little bit of motivation and inspiration for you to pick up Doug's book, which, by the way, where can we get the book? Because
you can get it at CreateSpace or Amazon.com.
Oh, perfect. Perfect.
And I believe they were going to show they're going to show Doug's Facebook
here we
page
go.
right there.
Oh, yeah.
And so
good.
He should have the links on there as well.
Good, perfect. So, and your book, your other book is still in print, and
right.
you can still get that one as well.
You can get that from Author House or Amazon.com or pretty well anywhere.
Okay, perfect. What else have you got? I could sit and just read these all day.
I'll give you maybe two more. Your thoughts are like seeds we plant in our minds, cultivating them until they grow. And here's the key with that, is that if you really want to ruin something, or if you have an idea in your mind, don't let it out. If you let it out too soon, you'll lose the power. And this is true with anything. So what my thoughts were here was, so many times in my life, I'd have a creative thought, I mentioned to somebody else, and all of a sudden they diffuse your thought, or they criticize your thought, or all of a sudden then it doesn't get a chance to cultivate and grow. So that's what my thoughts were with this, is that keep our thoughts until it starts coming up as a seed, and you can see it happening in your mind before you even release it to anybody else. It's because if you release it too soon, you'll lose the power.
So it's almost like you need that little darkness that the seed gets. It's
so
funny.
they can
I never thought
propagate.
about that. So that they, it's like we take it into ourselves, into meditation and prayer. That's our. I don't mean to say darkness, but that's our cultivation of that. And then when it begins to grow, we can share that with others.
Only when it's growing and ready to be shared. If you do it too soon, you'll lose the power and the energy.
So what happens when you get all those seeds growing at the same time?
You become Barbara.
I get on my
She
own
calls
nerves.
me and she says, "I'm on my last nerve."
7 o'clock in the morning. Uh-oh, I got another aha moment here. And you know what? All those times I've called you, they're all coming to fruition now because I never gave up. And I'm sure we can all, when we have these degrees of success, it isn't because we gave up, it's because we plunged forward in the belief of ourselves. You knew that you were going to be doing this, and look what you have, all these wonderful words of wisdom. You know, if you help one person, you've already helped me just by reading this with your passion and your belief in this book. Imagine how many people out there in the audience that you're helping right now through the show, and then when they pick your book up, and then they'll keep planting those seeds. I think this is fabulous.
It's available as an ebook as well.
Oh, very good.
So, I mean, this one's beautiful, but if you're the iPad reader or the Kindle reader, you can get it on ebook as well.
And here's the one, I'll read one more for you guys that I think this is, we all got to think about this one because I follow this to a T. Stop thinking about age. Remove age from your thoughts. If not, an old person will enter your body.
Oh my! I want that printed up on the wall. You know, there is so much truth to that. Age is only a number.
Exactly.
And as you know, my husband Kelly, he
right.
he says the same thing. You know, you get that in your mindset, and you accept it. That when you get to a certain age, you're supposed to just lay down and just get ready to leave the planet. And that is just so far from the truth. And I think it's a matter of talking to yourself. Where did you come up with that philosophy?
My grandfather.
Really?
Yeah, my grandfather, he worked up till he was 84, healthy as an ox. He never let an old person enter his body. You know what I mean? And he never was. He's from Italy originally, and I'd be at his place every Sunday, and we'd drink and eat together, and you know, he just never let age enter his mind.
See?
So, and he just
Maybe it's Kelly's brother.
I wonder.
And then my great-great-grandfather was 106, but he was in Italy too. That was his father. So he was the same. When I thought about age a lot, and the thing is, if you let this stuff enter in your mind, you will create your own reality, as you said earlier.
Absolutely.
And if you start thinking, oh, I'm 50, oh no, I shouldn't be acting like this, I'm 50, or I'm 60, or I'm 70, or whatever, I should, you know, and all of a sudden you start thinking,
well, you know, it's like when I was a nursing student, I
Yeah.
had every illness that we studied. So, you know, you create it in your mind or from this book, and then
That's
all of
right.
a sudden it's like, oh, do I have meningitis? You know?
See, I know. Well,
So it's kind of the
it
same
all
thing.
starts with the mind. It really does. You have gotten this all together. I can't wait for you to read the entire book. So make sure you pick it up on Amazon.com, and you can go to Doug Casimiri and check out his website as well. We're going to have Doug back again. I wonder what's next in store. Do you have another one? Or
I have another couple projects.
I'm
working
sure
on.
you do. I'm sure you do. That's
He
so
said he had one
awesome.
that he had started a while back, and now he's
Yes,
gone back
it's,
to it.
Yeah, I started about 10 years ago, so I've gone back to it now, starting to redo what I did on it.
So did you ever think that you would become an author at some point? Did you see that when you were younger, or is this something in your mature years?
Actually, I was born old.
You.
I was
So what are
really-
you now, reversing that?
I think so.
You're getting younger.
Yeah, I think so. Well, that's what got me involved in past life regression to begin with, was because I just knew things that an 8-year-old kid shouldn't know.
That's
And my
right,
dad
I
was,
remember
yeah,
that.
that's right. My dad would talk to me and say, what do you talk about finances for? What do you about mortgages? And you know, when I opened my first restaurant when I was 18, and ended up growing it to 13, 250 employees. So that had
That's
to come
crazy.
from somewhere.
That's crazy
Yeah,
stuff,
it's
yeah.
crazy stuff, yeah.
Exactly. Well, Doug, I want to thank you so much. You'll come back on the show, I'm sure.
Love to.
All right, thank
Okay,
you.
thank you.
All right, and good luck with the new book.
Okay, thank you.
And we're going to take a break. When we come back, we have Karen Gilman that's going to be joining us, and her title is "It's Never Too Late." Another dreamer that
Works
has
right in with
it,
what
it
we've
works
talked
right
about.
in. Absolutely, never ever give up. We'll be right back after this.
Revolutionary in his field, Dr. Bonatti created, perfected, and patented the Bonatti spine procedures. Using his genius, Bonatti invented precise tools necessary to minimize surgery, scarring, anesthesia, and recovery. So successful are the Bonatti spine procedures, they consistently reflect over 94% patient satisfaction. 45,000 successful procedures have been performed exclusively at our location. Nearly half our patients suffer from failed back and neck surgeries at other facilities. Bonatti succeeds where others fail.
This is one bee that loves going to the dentist because it's made for you and me.
My name is Dr. Becerra from New Tampa Pediatric Dental, providing a comfortable atmosphere in early dental care. Gives kids a great start for healthy teeth and gums for life.
When I go to Dr. B, they don't do anything to hurt you.
I used to be afraid, but I'm not now. I'm not afraid of the dentist anymore. I love to see Dr. B. Call New Tampa Pediatric Dental today.
Hi, I'm Derek Brooks, former linebacker for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. During my NFL career, I realized the importance of giving back and started my foundation, Derek Brooks Charities. We help Tampa Bay youth prepare for a successful life through our college prep and mentoring programs. Our goal is to see youth excel academically and develop strong characters and be better citizens for tomorrow. To further our mission, we've teamed up with Fun Night, a company that gives members access to thousands of nationwide discounts on products and services they buy every day. These include entertainment, retail purchases, dining, and travel. Best of all, 33% of every membership fee goes to the charity of your choice. We love being able to save our supporters money while giving them a unique opportunity to support our charitable work in the community. I invite you to consider using Fun Night to save money and give back to your favorite cause. Visit www.funnight.us to sign up now and get a free 30-day trial. Save money, help others with Fun Night, and support Derek Brooks Charities.
This is one bee that loves going to the dentist because it's made for you and me.
My name is Dr. Becerra from New Tampa Pediatric Dental, providing a comfortable atmosphere in early dental care. Gives kids a great start for healthy teeth and gums for life.
When I go to Dr. B, they don't do anything to hurt you.
I used to be afraid, but I'm not now. I'm not afraid of the dentist anymore. I love to see Dr. B. Call New Tampa Pediatric Dental today. This is one bee that loves going to the dentist because it's made for you and me.
The environment here is really kid-friendly, family-friendly. The parents are welcome to watch.
It's definitely been a different atmosphere since Dr. Becerra has come on. It's very inviting and welcoming. The children just enjoy coming here all around.
My middle son did not like to come to the dentist, but now he loves to come to the Beehive.
You don't have to be afraid to go to the dentist. Call New Tampa Pediatric Dental today.
Everyone's story is different, so why be limited to just one or two options? With Norcom's Norflex Home Loan, you're given the flexibility to tell your story. Pick your terms from 8 to 30 years, all while maintaining a low, fixed mortgage rate. You can pay off your loan more quickly or choose a term based on your budget and timeline. Whatever you do with the Norflex Home Loan, make it part of your financial plan. Norflex, short-term, long-term, your terms. Apply online at norcommortgage.com.
And we're back right here at Primetime TV Show. I'm your host, Barbara Marville Kelly. With me are two beautiful ladies, inside and out. Helena Trengata has been with me for the whole hour, and we've been talking about Karen Gilman. Welcome back again. It's so great to have you with us today.
Thank you, Barbara.
You must be very, very proud of the book, It's Never Too Late. You certainly fit in with what we've been talking about, never giving up and everything. Now, Karen has been a Ford model. And she was just telling me that she was for a particular reason. How did you end up with this book as a result of lap band surgery? And just give us a little synopsis.
Well, for years, people have been asking me about the surgery, and I would have long conversations that included the same content over and over again. So I thought, well, why don't I just type up a Word document that has all of the details so that I could follow it up with an email sharing the information. Then I thought, well, if I have this, I've got more stories and pictures, and it's a great story to share, but I really didn't think of myself as an author, or certainly not someone who could write a book. And I had seen Helena's name over and over throughout the years in various networking that I'd done around the Tampa Bay area. And at one point, she had joined a group called Charity Chicks, and they put out a bio. And on her bio, I read that she also provided ghostwriting services and publishing services. And it immediately intrigued me to the point that I knew I wanted to meet her, but what a great opportune time to reach out, introduce myself, and invite her to lunch. So I did. And the intention was to hire her as a ghostwriter. I thought, we can have lunch, we can talk, we can kind of, have a little date and see if we like each other and see if it works and if it felt right. And if so, I would ask her to ghostwrite my book. And throughout the hour that we spent together, it went from a conversation of wanting to have her as a ghostwriter to her, in turn, coaching me and encouraging me to the point of believing that I could actually write this book. And sure enough, from start to finish.
See that? And I mean, it all goes right back to you fulfilling your dream. You become a coach. You end up coaching Karen. I mean, it all works together. Synchronicity. Everything happens for a reason.
I definitely felt that when we met.
So I have to tell you, this book is really a very well done and a really good read. Pictures, befores and afters in here, as seen on TV, right? We want to see befores and afters. Right. We want to see success. What made you choose lap band? Were you failing in weight loss programs, and if so, why?
I was. I continued to gain weight after high school on a regular basis, almost 10 pounds a year. I would start a particular diet, like a Jenny Craig, Weight Watchers, Nutrisystem, etc. I would do really well on the diet.
Sure.
And by the end of the diet, I would kind of lose interest, go back to my old habits. I would end up gaining that weight back, plus typically another 10 pounds by year end. And if you jump on that Ferris wheel and you do it year after year after year, before you know it, you've gained 100 pounds. And I found myself sitting at 345 pounds, what I considered to be a dangerous health zone. And I had fallen in love with what I had seen as the gastric bypass. And any article in a newspaper or a magazine or a documentary on TV, I was just obsessed with it. I knew that's what I wanted to do. But for whatever reason, it didn't happen for me. A couple years later came the lap band surgery. And now I know why I didn't have the gastric bypass. It was because this is what was intended for me. When you find yourself at the weight that I was at, and you know that surgery is the option that you want to go with, you have to find the one that's best for you.
Sure.
And for me, this is what worked.
So what is the difference between the two?
Well, what I consider to be the difference with a lap band, it's a silicone ring that's implanted at the top of your stomach, and there's a little cord that comes down, and there's what's like a stethoscope that sits at the bottom. And the stethoscope is actually what the doctor uses after the surgery to adjust the adjustable band. They can stick a needle in, insert some saline, which shoots up into the inflatable ring, and it makes it smaller or larger, based on where you're at in your weight loss.
I see. Oh,
Okay?
I see.
Right. Okay. So with the gastric bypass, they're actually cutting the stomach and rerouting a portion of the intestine, and it's not an adjustable, reversible surgery.
And would you say, in just your opinion, and by the way, we're not making any claims
Right.
on curing for weight loss or anything like that,
but it's an individual.
It's an individual thing, and obviously we suggest you to do your research
Absolutely.
and definitely get Karen's book to see her spin on it. So would you say, I mean, to me, my mind's telling me and my heart's telling me that what you had done makes more sense than the other, because is that permanent?
It is permanent,
Right.
but I'm in a lot of forums, a lot of online groups for weight loss surgery, and there are a lot of people out there who have had great success with the gastric bypass.
Sure.
It really just depends on the individual and where you are in your weight journey and what your doctor recommends for you.
I see. Was there any second thoughts about this once you did your research and you were just ready to
I
go
was
for it?
gung-ho.
You were
As I
gung-ho.
was with every diet that I had ever started the 10 years prior. When I make up my mind, I was determined.
So this was like a drastic decision, but it's obviously worked for you.
It did.
And how long has it been since you've taken all that weight off? 145 pounds, really?
145 pounds, and I had the surgery November of 2004, 2 weeks before Thanksgiving. And unless you are an obese person, you don't really understand the irony or the joke behind that, but that's 2 weeks before the largest meal of the year.
Oh my goodness. And you weren't the least bit intimidated. You were going to go
Not
for
until
it.
I had had the surgery, and then 2 weeks later was sitting at the Thanksgiving table. Yes, did I realize the timing of that?
So how'd you do? I mean, were you?
Well, I actually talk about that in the book, and at that point, I had had the surgery. I had to go through with my new lifestyle. I sat at the table, and typically what I would have eaten would have been plate after plate and, second helpings and dessert and whatnot. And what I ended up having was a small bowl of chicken broth, because you're on a liquid diet after you have the surgery. And then it's a very memorable time, but I had to remove myself from the table. I went into the other room, and I actually sat in my father-in-law's recliner, which is just the most comfiest thing you'd ever sit in, ever. And I just had to ponder what my new life and what my new choices were going to be.
What did you do psychologically or emotionally to help yourself? Did you meditate? Did you do deep breathing
Prayer.
to get through this? Prayer. That's wonderful.
Yes,
That's
yes.
wonderful. I love to hear that.
Morning, noon, and night.
I bet.
Yeah, and the Bible tells us to pray without ceasing, and this definitely set me at that place.
Wow. I love hearing success stories like this. And of course, hooking up with Helena, she brought this all to fruition, and it's a beautiful book too.
Isn't it gorgeous?
Oh,
Thank
it
you.
turned out so beautiful. It's never too late. What would you say to our viewing audience, because I know we have quite a few ladies out there that have been waiting for the show, what would you say to them just some words of wisdom if they feel like they're stuck, they've tried everything. What are some of the things that you can say that can help inspire them in some way?
I'll give you 2 tips. One thing would be to stop focusing on the weight. Get your mind off of the poundage. Get your mind off of the numbers. Stop focusing on the weight. If you have 100 pounds to lose, break that up into 10 small 10-pound goals.
Nice.
Okay, make yourself a chart. And go ahead and put your number in there at your 10-pound point. But think of 10 things that is on your bucket list. 10 things you've always wanted to do in your lifetime. I've always wanted to go out with my husband in a beautiful red dress to dinner. I mean, just think of these 10 things. I've always wanted to hike to the top of a mountain, X amount of mountain. I've always wanted to get together with some of my girlfriends and go to the beach for the weekend. Think of 10 accomplishable things that you can put down on this chart and start thinking along those lines dream about how you're going to get to that point.
Make that vision.
When you get to the 7-pound mark and then everybody says, well, I've hit a plateau, I can't lose any more weight. It's all in the mind.
I was
It's
just
in the
going to
mind.
ask you
Stop
that.
thinking about that you're at 7 pounds and you can't get, because you're self-sabotaging yourself.
Exactly.
Stop doing that.
Exactly.
Keep dreaming about that 10-pound goal.
Yes.
About what that's going to feel like and be like and how you're going to have achieved that. And for me, writing the book was one of them. I mean, I was in that last couple of pounds and I self-sabotaged myself for years about those couple of pounds. And I said, I'm going to write this book. And I am not going to push that button to publish that book until I've gotten to this goal. And I did it. And I did it.
And yet
years, I sat 3 pounds before that goal weight.
Really?
Yes.
That is amazing. So it's a true story, real story, and very raw when it comes down to weight, because weight affects us all in so many ways. And to be able to set this goal for yourself, sometimes it's easier said than done when you can take some of this guided imagery to help you set yourself up for all kinds of goals, whether it's weight loss, whether it's to achieve whatever it is that we're looking to achieve, because the mind does take over. And my husband and I both say that the mind is like the devil's playground.
It is. Yeah.
And you have a choice to think either positive or negative.
Absolutely.
That's it. There's nothing in between. And when we're in the negative, we get that whole energy level vibrating and just powering right down. And if you stay there, that's just not very healthy or productive. But when you stay positive, you get those vibrations up, you're powering up, your energy level
And let's say
expands.
how we do that. Let's say how we do that.
How do
That
we-
attitude of gratitude.
Attitude of gratitude. It is.
And that's how we get up in the morning, and
That's
that's
right.
how we, everybody thinks, oh, well, you've got this charm life. Barbara's got this TV show, Charm Life. Karen's got the book and everything, Charm Life. No, we work at it just like everybody else does. But we do it through prayer and an attitude of gratitude because we are so blessed.
We really are, and that's a perfect way to close our hour.
We do want to talk about the book fair.
We are going to talk about that, and hope that you will get the book. I want you girls to say, where's the best way to get a hold of Karen's book?
Visit my website, KarenGilman.com.
Look how beautiful that is.
Beautiful! You're a movie star. My goodness, that is so awesome.
I love that, living large after weight loss surgery.
That is just, you are such an inspiration.
Thank
you
you.
truly are. Now, there's something else that is on your heart that you believe in, and that's a book fair that you put together.
That's right.
How fun is that?
It is. We are so excited about it, and so is the Tampa Bay community. I wrote the book. I started meeting fellow authors. Helena's introduced me to many of them. I've met several publishers, ghostwriters, etc. And we have a perfect venue for it, which is On Point Executive Center. We decided to just put the date out there and work towards that goal. We put out a notice saying that we were looking for authors, and we have 32 confirmed at this point.
And when did you start this?
Just a couple months ago.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's going to be a fantastic night, and it is Friday night, July 17th from 5 to 8 p.m. And Doug, who was just on your show, will also be one of the authors who will be showcased.
He's a great guy, isn't he?
Yes.
He's got such a good heart. He means so well with what he's doing in his work and everything. So You're just really going full steam ahead,
right.
girlfriend.
That's right.
And I know we have Tinkerbella right behind you here,
That's
too.
Yeah, I'm going to be there, and Joe's going to be there with me.
Yes.
And tell him about Mark.
And yes, my husband. You know how it is when you ask your husband to do something out of his comfort zone. You have to ask it just the right time.
No, Barb doesn't know. Neither of us know things.
Okay. Helena's been messaging me to ask me if I'd asked Mark yet, and we were going to have dinner that night. So I said I will do it tonight. He has agreed. He is going to do live music at the book fair. And
Oh,
we're
he's a
very excited
musician.
about it. He is a musician.
Very
yes,
nice.
yes. And his comfort zone is in church. He's our worship leader at our church, and he has been for years. So he hasn't done this in a while, but we're looking forward to it.
Oh, how fun. That is
Oh,
really
it will be
great.
so
And
much
now
fun.
that it's on live TV,
He can't back out.
He can't back out.
he can't back out.
That's right. Oh, that is going to be a
She
wonderful
she
event.
tells me she's going to ask him at dinner, and
No,
then she
I
wrote
did.
me, and she said,
said
she
yes.
texted me and said, he said yes. I was like, it's a jewelry commercial. He said yes, but there was no jewelry involved.
That's right.
Might have been other
That's
things
right.
involved, but
I love it.
That's right.
Oh, congratulations. I'm so
Thank
happy
you.
for you. And of course, Helena,
Yeah.
I mean, you're just a delight. You're a dream. You make dreams come true. And I'll tell you, if you want to get a hold of Helena, you have a story. You may not know it, but sit back and just kind of think about it. Take some time for
Everybody's
yourself.
got a story.
Everybody has a
They
story.
do. Yes.
Exactly. And if you're ready to tell it, you want to share it, you want to get with Helena. And of course, many of you already know that I'm doing a book called Dance Life Book with Helena. And we're taking stories. Karen, you have to be in this book.
What
and
is it?
We're going to be sharing that with you. It's an amazing book on some of the different virtues I had to learn to inspire women. The word life is love, inspire, forgive, and enlighten. And those are the things I had to learn before I could go out and coach women, and it's been a process. So we're taking stories from women that would like to share a success story to motivate and inspire others and to keep paying it forward. And of course, Karen's charity group, the Charity Chicks, was very supportive when I did my first Dancing with the Local Stars and donated for the cause, which was the Junior Service League, as you know and remember. And part of the proceeds on Dance Life Book is going to go to the Junior Service League. So it's just the beginning of a series. Helena and I are putting it all together. You'll get the protocol. You will as well. Just write us here, Barbara Marville, or Barbara at TampaBayMultimedia.com. Or which is your best website to get a hold of you?
well,
Or your
best
email.
is
Email.
Helena Tringata at iCloud.com.
There you go. There you have it. Anything else that we need to cover here? I think we're good to go.
I think so.
Congratulations.
It's been very enlightening to be with both of you.
Thank you.
Aw, the pleasure's mine too. Thank you for coming on Primetime. This is how we spend our time in our prime
It's
time.
wonderful. It's wonderful. Thanks for having
Well,
me.
good for you. Good for you. And good luck with the book. Remember, it's never too late. Write that down. Put it up as a daily affirmation for yourself, whether you're looking to lose weight, make some decisions on what kind of weight loss program you want to do, but it really is never too late, and never give up. Now, we're going to be moving our studio. We will not be back broadcasting until the first week of June, so you can go to our on-demand shows, and you can see some of our past shows. You'll see some of the raw interviews that my husband and I have done over the last few weeks. And of course, Helena was on a few weeks ago, in case you missed that one. So I'll be marketing. I will be marking on Facebook what we're doing when we're coming back exactly, and who our guests will be. So in the meantime, you have a great in-between when we see you again and you see us on Primetime TV show. Ladies, thank you so much. You're
Thank
great.
you.
And you take it easy. Have a wonderful, wonderful couple of weeks, and we'll be back once again, same time, different place though. Thanks for being with us today.